There's an interim president at Kentucky State University named Raymond Burse, and he was supposed to make about $350,000 a year in his temporary position. Well, he decided that he's already made enough money in his career because I think he was the head of GE, or he was, one of the top guys at GE, so he's already pretty well off and pretty much taken care of. So he decided to take a $90,000 pay cut to give all the minimum wage workers a raise to $10.25 an hour. This guy is awesome. I mean, who does that? Like, I've never heard a story like this, I don't think. I really can't recall a single story I've read where it's like one individual person who says, yeah, you know what, I'm good, man. I'm good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop fucking over everybody else in the company. And you know what I love about this? Republicans always make the argument that, well, me being rich doesn't make you poor. They make it seem like it's an infinite amount of money in the money supply, right? But the response to that is, actually, yes, it does. There's always a finite amount of money and wealth in the system, and you have to divvy it up in one way or another. And the way we've actually divvied it up is insane. Because you have, look, we've gone through the numbers time and time again. Just the Walton family, the 6 people in the Walton family have more money than the bottom 45% of Americans. Okay, how insane is that? The top 1% has more financial wealth than the bottom 95%. The richest, 85 people in the world have more wealth than half the world combined. That's so stunning. How have we let it get to this point where it's so out of control? And here's a guy who actually is doing his part, and he's saying, you know what, yeah, I'm not going to be part of the problem anymore. I'm still going to be rich. I'm still going to make a lot of money, right? But take the 350 minus 90,000 from that, and look, I'll be all right with what's left over. Those other people need the money. And I love his quote, too. He says, quote, "This is not a publicity stunt. You don't give up $90,000 for publicity. I did this for the people. I don't need to work. The people who do the hard work and heavy lifting, they are at the lower pay scale." He's just laying it out there. He's saying, look, I don't need to work. I'm already rich, man. So, look, I'm going to help these guys out here. They're actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, he says there's no guarantee that the workers will continue to make over $10 when he's gone, but he wanted to do the right thing by them while he's here. And get this, quote, "There are 9 public university presidents and 42 private school presidents who make more than $1 million per year, according to the Chronicle of Higher Education." So this guy is obviously doing an amazing gesture here, but this is the bottom line, and this is my main takeaway from this story. He shouldn't have to do this. He shouldn't be put in this position. The minimum wage should already be a living wage so he doesn't feel bad for getting what he's paid. See, that's the thing. I'm amazed. I'm perpetually stunned by the state of economics in the United States of America and around the world today, especially in the U.S. When you look at the way that the system is structured, you could work a full-time job at minimum wage and not make near enough money to survive. We have basically a new version of indentured servitude in America, indentured servitude plus. It's wage slavery. Sorry, work a full-time job for me, but you're not going to make enough to survive. How is that still an open question? How is that still a debatable issue? How is that still something where there are two sides that we hear it out? No, I'm sorry, but one side of this debate is 100% right, and it's the common sense position, and the other side are fucking knuckle-dragging morons. If you're one of the people, one of the conservatives who would defend, no, I think people should work full-time and not make enough to survive, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You should be nowhere near any position of power or authority. You shouldn't be making decisions. You're a bad person, too. That's quite immoral and quite unethical. It's not that hard, man. All you have to do is raise the minimum wage to $12 an hour. There was a recent study from a progressive think tank that said, look, it's just $12 an hour and chain it to inflation, right? And then that would be a living wage. As far as the eye could see, boom. If you work a full-time job, you'll make enough to survive. How can we have over 10 million people in the U.S. that are members of the working poor class? The term working poor still existing is, a blemish on the United States of America that's right up there with some of the other atrocities that, unfortunately, we've done, like the war in Iraq, like the Native American genocide, like slavery, etc., etc. Might not be as bad as those, but it's pretty fucking bad. Forcing people to work and not paying them enough to survive. It's gross, man. It's terrible. So I love Raymond Burse. What a great move he did here. It shows the kind of altruistic, kind, caring person he is and how he's objective. He's able to think about, what if I was in their shoes? It's great to see that, but again, he shouldn't be put in that position by society. If we raise the minimum wage to $12 an hour, which is a living wage, and you chain it to inflation, well, then he wouldn't feel bad if he getting paid $300,000 because he would say, oh, okay, well, look, they're making a living wage, right? So, yeah, at least we have some sort of rational system set up. So, again, great man, great move, but he shouldn't have been put in this position. We need to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, chain it to inflation, and call it a day.